the YouTube stream on the wrong stream, so people are just coming in now. Sorry, folks. Sorry, I started the wrong stream. I crossed the streams, and as a Ghostbuster, we know that's a bad idea. But we're back now, so we're going to be working on or thinking about taking the opening range trade, which this is the 1 minute chart, which is going to point out the opening range to us. We got 2650 to 34. So we're at 8 points of risk right now. Oops. So we're 8 points of risk. We're still in the first minute here, so yeah, it's a pretty big opening range, right, Spencer? I'm all right with it. I mean, if the opening range plays for us today, I'm thinking it's a larger opportunity, so I can take a little bit more risk on it. So let's go 26. And 34.75.
You play the breakout?
Yep. So now we'll see what happens. And whichever side gets taken out first, I mean, it looks like we're okay. We're now long. What I like to do is I like to move the stop about 4 ticks away from the opening range, because quite often the market will come take out those stops just below the opening range and then turn around and go.
Either that or change that stop to a 2-lot flip.
Well, yeah, something new that I've done in the past, and it's been relatively unsuccessful to do that. I'd rather wait for the market to give me some sort of structure. Let's see if we want to do that. Let's see if they take out the low of the opening range, do we want to cannonball and go short it? That's the question. 1 is yes, 2 is no. Fred wants to buy 40.15 after the gap fill, after we come down and close the gap to yesterday. Joe found support on initial impulse at 26. So that's right down here near the low of the opening range. I'm liking hearing that, Joe. Spencer says every time frame is showing upside structure, no shorts. So we are with 44% participating, we're at 50-50 for the cannonball to the short side. We can't do it. How was your weekend, Rick?
Yeah, it was good. Got, things ready for the snow.
Did you get snow last night?
It's snowing now.
Is it? Yeah, we got a couple inches.
Yeah. I think it's coming from your neck of the woods.
You got a fellow Packer fan with us here today, Rick. If Fred gets his mic working, he's a Green Bay Packer fan, and he likes to tell everybody about it.
Good man.
He's out in Plainfield. He says he got snow out in Plainfield. He can't vote. Yeah, once you're Once you're a panelist, you're not going to be able to vote, but he says no for the opening range trade.
I was short S&Ps yesterday.
If you were short at the right time in the right place, you did pretty good.
Well, actually, I was long, EAT, FDSH, and it spiked at the end, so I did good.
Good. Yeah, that was that late spike at the end of the day, right?
Yep. And a late break, one or the other. Depending on what, but I can't short the market, so I just play
The ETFs.
the inverse, yeah. Where are you looking to get out?
Well, my big target,
Your Spidey senses.
74, 40, 74.
Yeah, the 4080 is a big resistance area.
But who knows if we'll be able to hold it to that level.
Oh, I know. But if it happens, they got a lot of recent, past lows and highs along the 4080 level. Kind of in no man's land here.
Yeah, it's just kind of chopping around here, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is our delta?
Dollar spiked a little. It's up to 106.
If you're watching on YouTube, say hello so I know that you can hear and see everything. Ooh. So we're in positive delta in the S&P is about 2,500. So not seeing any longer time frame participation. Thank you, Mango Heist. Good to see you. Vladislav, hello. Good to see you. Matt, good to see you. Chad, YouTube works. Yeah, I picked the wrong feed at first and realized you guys weren't seeing anything, so I got it fixed for us. There's a lot of things to change and switches and stuff like that, and I'm a bit of a caveman, so I gremlin myself half the time. Greetings, Sarah. Tyler, good to see you. Low risk trader, good to see you. Getting a nice push back here. Joe says the internals are very positive. Bob Rudder says it's so interesting to me that the market is calling BS on the Fed, because they've been very clear and the market seems to be saying, we don't believe you. We did have a couple of talking Feds this morning at 8 o'clock. Harker, Federal Reserve balance sheet should be put on the back burner as a policy tool. My best judgment is that we will take approximately $2.5 trillion from the balance sheet in total, but data will guide us. Well, we want to gradually reduce the balance sheet until we can see where we need to stop. Cook, Fed wants sustainably strong labor market. I guess Harker kind of reiterated prepared remarks from last week, so no real change in what they were saying. Fred is anticipating value developing higher, still wants to buy weakness. I'm with you on that, but we're just chopping around here. We get a position on and it stops. Joe says he's got liquidity at 28, but it's holding so far. Still positive delta. If that means anything, it's telling us sellers are here, but all the internals, everything else is saying the opposite. Danny, thank you. Gotta stay cool, calm, and collected, right? Is everybody gonna come and see Jared Tendler on group coaching tomorrow at 12:30? Hi, Robert. Mr. Copeland, good. Should be a good session. If you happen to miss it, you won't be able to ask him any questions, but it'll be available on YouTube directly after the session. Good, Melanie. I'm glad you like him. Working my way through his book. I'm going to try and get finished with it before the session tomorrow. But like any trading book, they're not page turners. Although I think it's a very easy to read book. I really like the way he's got everything laid out. If there were convicted sellers present, wouldn't they have continued to sell off following Monday's late liquidating break? That's the late spike, Fred, right? It's showing rejection of lower pricing. Eating through 28. Okay, 28 is gone now. Just kind of holding delta around 28, 2900. Yes, there is an audible version of the book, Mr. Copeland. I don't know about digital, like on a Kindle or something like that. I'm not sure. That I'm not sure of, Robert. The book is called The Mental Game of Trading. It's by Jared Tendler, Tendler. Mr. Reed. A lot of folks here in the Zoom meeting saying what a great book it is. You bet. Boy, they are really trying to take this thing down, aren't they? Oh, it's nice. He's got a YouTube channel explaining each chapter. So we're 15 minutes into this trade, taking out the low of the opening range. We just got stopped out. Dustin, yeah, why don't you join us? I'll find you. Okay, promoted you to panelist. Okay, Dustin, you're a panelist. You have to unmute if you want to talk.
Hey John, can you hear me?
Hey, Dustin, how are you?
I'm good. So my trade plan for the day is I don't think this open range is gonna hold. Waiting, I want to get long at about 40.07.
Back in yesterday's range.
Right above it. Right above the early consolidation period we had.
So right about volume value high.
Right, pretty much right around there.
Get an anomaly there.
I wanted to get short at 40.39, but it didn't take me anything better.
Uh-oh.
But so far it's playing out the way I thought it would, so I'm gonna stick to the trade plan.
Okay. So we'll keep an eye if we get down around 40.08, 40.07.
Yeah, I just got short with this break below the opening range. My target is. I'd like to get long about 40.07, but I think I'll take profit order.
Yeah, take it a little bit short of where you think it's going to go.
Yeah.
So Rick's
we got a VWAP right at 40.17. We're probably going to have some resistance there, but I don't think it's going to hold. And because we had that big spike with the PPI release, and that's also right at the level that I have set for 40.07. So it's kind of, I've got two levels and that spike that kind of line up right around each other. So I think it's a good spot.
Your VWAP is where you say?
40.17 and a quarter.
Ours is showing 40.15.
I think my charts are set up a little bit differently than King's. It's like I know you start volume at session. Like I have my volume starts at the end of the pit cap, or at the beginning, or pit close is when I start my.
So the overnight start.
Yeah. I just because where I live, I just kind of wait and sit back, and then if something comes along in the overnight, I trade it. Like right now, it's almost midnight for me, so.
So we got
Like an hour, maybe 2 hours, especially with the time change. It really hurts to trade the open.
So we have Steven suggesting 40.17 half as a buy. I put it in. It's the gap close.
Right, you just shot through volume through my VWAP, which I had at 40.17.
Yeah, we're at 14 on ours, so we're going to go a little bit below that for the stop.
I usually don't trade off of VWAP. I just use it as like
Target.
general, or target, or just a general idea of direction of price, whether it's hanging up or down.
What SMA, John, did that thing top out at?
This is the second standard deviation of VWAP.
Yeah. What do you do moving averages?
Let's see what I got on here. Usually I have whole moving averages. They are here.
So it went through them, but it,
Right. Didn't hold.
yeah. I still consider that a fail.
So let's back up to the bottom of 4025. And I think it'll drop again. Which 4025 would be the bottom of the pre-market, first hour before the open.
What's your target, John?
I'm considering 4025.
Seriously? Okay.
Let's put it in. Value low, volume value low. Amanda. So Amanda's question, which is a really good question. The question is a spike before the open that puts us in a position of a gap open, does it look the same as a natural gap open, if that makes any sense? Well, a natural gap open, because the markets are basically open 23 hours a day, a natural gap open only occurs usually on a weekend. But the fact that we opened above yesterday's range creates a gap to me. And I think it's the same either way. A gap indicates rejection. So you either go in the direction of the gap if it can't be closed, or if it does and you reaccept inside previous day's value or range, you go in the opposite direction. Now we closed this gap, but did we spend any time?
Gonna get you.
So any gap that you see is a change in the perception of value in very short time frame. We have now negative delta. I'm going with the 10% rule. We're out. So you're short now.
Well, I've got a limit at 40.24.75.
Ah, got it. So we're out of that long now. So I like your idea. I mean, we got a low volume node right up here, right at 24.5. If we're going to see continuation to the downside, I would look on the back half of this. I call them volume shoulders. Right here is where I'd be looking to short it.
It goes now. Miss me with 2 ticks.
Fred, it may not be the headset. It may be something in your look on. Whoops. Look on the Zoom dashboard. Okay, this is my Zoom dashboard, and here's where I can mute and unmute. If you see this little down thing here, it'll say select a microphone. Select your microphone, and then maybe that's the only problem that you have. Dustin, you're in?
I'm in. My stop is at 40.27 and a half. I might pop that up a little higher. 40.8. Yeah, 40.8 and a quarter. No, a little higher than that. Stop.
So we have Rashad.
Led into that big massive volume. Got a few ticks of protection.
Looking at a double bottom. In the 1 minute, Rashad is saying in YouTube. So he's long off that double bottom on the 1 minute chart.
I really don't use candle patterns so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll notice them and I'll see them and I'll take them into account, but I really just like levels.
That VWAP turned out to be a nice little entry level, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm curious if it's gonna hold though. They're gonna I'm long. If we can close above 40.38, 40.39, I'll hold.
I just bought some inverse.
So you're short.
Yep.
Well, I think this is a really good lesson on managing your expectations because, I'm looking at what happened this morning and thinking, oh boy, we're going to get a strong move relatively early. And it just didn't happen.
I just don't think people don't consider PPI as important as they have CPI.
CPI, right?
I'm not exactly sure why. It's like that CPI moves. I was watching it in just a matter of a second.
Gone.
Jumps like 75 points.
Yep.
And you always wonder like, oh, I could try that.
Yeah.
Like,
Once.
I could front run that. You try it one time and never again.
If I could just get it once.
You got to be in the market to catch those.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be early.
All right. So we are going to get to a new TPO here shortly.
One good PPI or CPI doesn't make the market though. You got to remember that.
Nope.
Well, I think
The
people
next-
are way too. I don't know, like Powell was pretty strong in that last speech he did. That interest rates have to go higher. So I don't want
Yeah.
like, oh, it means it's only going to be a 50% increase.
Right.
So let's run the market up 300 points. Makes no sense.
Still high.
Yeah, it's still high. It's going to go higher.
Who knows?
My
This is,
long term, I think this rally is going to last till about 42. Or yeah, I think about between 41.50 and 42 is how long it is.
And we got a new TPO.
So my trading plan is now broken. Did not. I thought I was going to get down to 47.
So what do you do then?
Now I just sit and wait. I want to see.
See if what else pops up.
Well, I'm gonna just wait, and if we can get above 40.38, it's another key level of mine.
So basically the day session high.
Yeah, pretty much. If we can get above there, I want to start look. I want to see it break above 40.38, 40.39, pull back, and I want to start seeing resistance at 40.38, and then I'll get in for a long.
Yeah, I think that our low here has a pretty high probability of remaining the low of the session.
Yeah, we did fill in some of that empty, like just zero volume
Yep.
from that spike. About halfway of that zero volume, almost exactly halfway. So yeah, I'm gradually getting more and more bullish with the push up here, but I'm not gonna
Pay the high.
in the middle of this opening range. I think the bigger players are all waiting for the same thing.
Okay, see now we're in the upper quarter of the profile with now increasingly negative delta. I think that's early indication of potential longer time frame buyers in this market.
I think just like CPI is going to be another short running day if we can get above 40.38. It's just going to eat shorts and then base for a little bit and then eat some more shorts and then base until last hour.
Here's your spot.
This is where I originally wanted to get short. Really nice. Done well. I did. I was short from 40.25. I got some profit.
What do we do now?
Just wait. I mean, you still got. Jim.
What's that?
You still have some time left, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. We got 20 minutes.
You're really itching to trade. Could just range here for a little bit.
No, I try not to succumb to those itches to trade. I'm trying to
Yeah, right.
be logical about it, right? We've got a lot of risk for longs up here.
I know you want to sell it here.
Well, I mean, we can keep it cheap. I mean, we got within 2 ticks of the A period high.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
Short here, my target would be 40, back down to 40.25. That
Value low.
40.26, I guess. Or we could hear another story from the pits back in the day. I love hearing those.
Hey, John, remember when Jay Zimmerman didn't pick that guy's ear?
Oh God, yeah.
Don't stop.
He was a nut.
Oh, man. Yeah, somebody, he took his, he thought he got the trade, he didn't get it, so he took the guy's ear.
Before Mike Tyson.
That was before that.
This is before Tyson.
Yep.
He got fined and suspended and all sorts of stuff. And remember when Dad had that story about some guy had a heart attack and the clothes, I think it was in the soybeans, and people were just trading over them.
Yeah, what would happen if somebody like puked or some fight broke out? People just
Depends how busy the market was. If it was quiet, midday, then the guy hopefully wouldn't get out of there before he did that. But if it was fast, we call it a fast market, or close or an open. People they chop their head off to get a trade.
You remember in was it Trading Places when the guys, Randolph, your brother's not well. Screw him.
That's basically it.
That was it.
Yeah. It was like the last form of 100% capitalism business-wise.
It was
All about the almighty dollar.
carnage.
Yeah. Collateral damage.
did it change a lot from the time you were? Didn't you start on the pit as runner or?
Yep.
Didn't you start from,
Yeah, I was a runner.
Your first job or get your first job? Yeah.
How much did it change from the time you were running to the time I guess you finished training on the pit?
Not a lot.
This kind of time capsule.
Not a lot. I mean, it was kind of a boys' club. There were people that it was great because the people you liked, you learned something from, and you learned something from the people you hated too.
Well, when Dad was in that, at the board, that's the boys' club. That was like the best kept secret ever. And you could do the straddle trades, and show no income for the year, and then move it all in a spread to the next year, and you had all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, that was
But
that didn't last too long.
Well, I met for years, and so they put a mold in there. But I saw, as an independent guy, the institutions came in and just kind of took over. So if you were a smaller trader, they wouldn't even look at you. Brokers, because they're thousands lots to fill. And you're trading 1 or a 2 lot or a 5 lot, they wouldn't even look at you.
All right, I got a picture of Mortimer right here in the pit.
Where'd you get that?
There he is.
Where'd you get that?
And here he is again.
Iowa grain.
Look at this goofball.
Oh, geez. Jerry O'Connell.
Donald. Yep.
Yeah.
Steve Levin.
I haven't changed a bit.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Great.
yeah, no gray or anything.
How'd you get that?
I've had it in my archives.
You scaring me now. I don't know what else you got on me.
Oh yeah, there'll be more. Yeah, Mortimer, we're back from Coming to America.
Yeah.
Here's the
There's a show on.
here's the big guy.
Yeah. That's when they used to have chalkboard.
Yep.
Everybody's racing and writing the last price in chalk
Yep.
instead of having a pre-digital board.
This is interesting. For those of you who check the bulletin every day to get your open interest, look at the date: Friday, July 20th, 1984. Look at the price on the S&Ps: 150.75.
Isn't that when we got long, like 2000?
Right. Yes.
Still have them?
Yeah. Yeah. We've rolled them over for years and years. For 42 years, we've rolled these over.
Look at the volume.
Yeah. 45,000, 46,000. Look at the open interest. Even less.
Yeah.
32,000.
Look at the contract high low. Yeah. It was on its low.
Yeah. I mean, look at the daily range. 255 to 030. $2. $2.
Back when a tick was 500.
Well, tick was 25, and we traded in nickels, so a point was $500.
Yeah.
That was 10 points per, or 10 ticks per point.
Now it's and then they halved the contract and made the tick size a dime, but it was still $25. Mr. Hoyt, it's good to see you. I didn't even realize you were here. You got to raise your hand, dude. So he's looking at a long 40-20 with a stop at 40-14, profit target 40-50, the overnight high. Let's vote and see if we want to take that. I'm down with it. Relaunch.
I can't vote, so.
We're going to put the order in here. 40-25. Long with a stop at 40-14. That's pretty small risk for you, isn't it? You're more of a swing trader, but trying to be cheap. Nothing wrong with that. Trying to be cheap. I'm always down with that.
Remember what you said in your sermon this morning about the lower highs and lower lows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In the longest time frame, right?
Yep.
All right. So we are 87% like this trade. Matt, you're a popular guy. Here it is for those of you on YouTube. Rashad, my pleasure.
It shows long at 25 and a half.
Ha ha. Matt, bids up to 2022 now. Good to be liked, better to be profitable. How about it?
Much better. Much better. Nothing you can say about the pits. You weren't there to make friends.
I was at the Mid-Am for a couple of years, and I was stuck short the S&Ps, and I'm trying to get out. You know, the guy that was considered a friend of mine in the pit. I know he's long. I'm like, dude, just give me one. He's like, no. I'm like, dude, we're friends. He says, hey, between 9:30 and 1:15, we're not friends.
A lot of truth to that.
What was the volume that you guys were trading with? Or how many lots?
Well, I've never been a very big trader. I tried, and I just didn't have the guts for it. And I talked to Dad about it. I said, what do I do? He said, hey, I know guys that make a whole lot of money trading 5 lots.
you know, what's his name, from Andy Spring? He did that, S&P.
Bob Wyatt.
His name. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't a big trader, but profitable. And he ended up buying how many seats?
Yeah, he bought. He was in.
Discipline.
Well, he was in with Bob Beardsley. So Bob Beardsley was a big trader, and Bob was always upticking or downticking. So he would downtick the market to Bob, and Bob would be able to get out of those. And he did that consistently every day, day over day. Every time he got $5,000, he bought another seat.
So it was a profit deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, there was so much of that going on down there, and you know, you never hear or see it, but now you think about it now.
When you say upticking or downticking, you would buy the market up and one tick and then sell his contracts to Bob.
So yeah, if Beardsley was short a bunch,
Agreement they had.
well, Bob was trying to paint the tape. So he's trying to show people off the floor that the market keeps trading at lower prices to attract selling because he's already short a bunch.
And try to set off stops too.
And try to set off stops, right. They called it painting the tape. The Borsalinos were famous for it.
Yeah, Google that name, guys.
What name?
Louis Borsellino.
I'm trying to find a. I got it somewhere. Trying to find a picture of Bob Wyatt. I got a picture of it here somewhere.
You got pictures of everybody. You're scaring me. Like a stalker.
Huh. It was one of the pictures, like the one behind me. Same artist did a thing in the S&Ps.
You know, I still have a board game limit up.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember that. It's a board game for trading. Yeah, I don't know. They made it for, I don't even know, maybe for a couple months. You should pull that out.
I have a game of Pit.
Yeah, I remember that.
No, that was the Spilatros, Danny.
Or I used to trade gold, and that was talking about a boys' club. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, that was.
Incestual.
Yep. There's a reason you lost the contract.
Yeah, manipulation. Not that that didn't happen in New York either, right?
No, of course.
Diddle in the middle here.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting kind of late here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a target, thinking we're going to get filled with this. And because it was such a, oh, there it is. Let's go. Let's go. Ah, okay, we're filled. So we got a target of 48, which is 2 points short of Matt. And we've got to stop at the same spot as Matt. So if the initial balance does hold here, we might be sitting in pretty good. So we'll see how this plays out. And if it gets stopped out, I'll let you know on the recap. Or if it gets profit target, I'll let you know on the recap. We'll see if it holds.
Sounds good.
All right. Yep, you bet. Thanks, everybody, for your participation, your help. Matt, good to see you. We'll get you in here next time you're available. Anybody else who wants to chat, let us know. Fred, get your mic figured out. Looking forward to hearing from you and your ideas. And trade well, everyone. Have a great session. We'll see you at 11:30 for the Coach's Playbook. And don't forget about tomorrow with Jared Tendler.
Everybody trade well.
Trade well, everyone.